Well, I'm Gary Glenn. I'm from Australia and a first-time filmmaker. Even though I've made a number of corporate films over the years, I've never made a narrative story in a short film. And this year produced a short film called Any Moment Now. It's 23 minutes long, and as I mentioned, am from Australia, and so it's an Australian production. Although I'm American, I've lived in Australia for 30 years.
So an Australian production about mafia.
Yes. Well, there of course is organized crime the world over. So even though we're not calling it mafia, it's organized crime. And two guys get together and meet in a deserted country restaurant. One of them, the younger guy, has ripped off the mob, and his partner, the older guy, is meeting with him to try to negotiate the return of the money, and at the same time try not to get killed in the process. And so it's a bit of humor, and there's a little bit of a generational difference between the young guy and the old guy, and it's got a bit of a charming twist to that whole thing, where the young guy's very much into social media and a bit naive. The experienced older guy has more sense. Yeah, there's a number of twists in the film when we really don't know for sure who it is that is trying to get the money back from the two guys that have stolen it. And at the end of the movie, we do really find out who is really the bad guy in the whole movie. But there's a little bit of a twist, so it keeps the audience guessing a little bit throughout this film.
You just want to share every little experience, don't you? Like it actually matters.
Is this your first short film?
Yes, this is my first short film, and found a script after reading 100 scripts, found a script from a guy named Stephen Stafford who lives in Los Angeles, and so we connected, and he did a little bit of a rewrite and put this wonderful, wonderful story together. And so for my first one to be accepted at Sedona was an amazing honor, and it's with great humility I was able to come here and enjoy the hospitality.
Took you long enough?
So what's next? Do you have another film in mind?
Yes, I've shot another one already. We finished another film called Breakdown, and that will be submitted to Sedona for next year. It's a 13-minute film, so I believe it's probably a little bit more in the proper short film genre. That 23 minutes is fairly long, and also have two others in pre-production. So we'll probably do 3 or 4 this year. I have a lot of time. I have my real job offers me a lot of spare time, and so consequently I have the time to do it, and it's, of course, as it is for many of us filmmakers, a real passion.
Well, don't stop making movies, because you're great.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm certainly delighted to have done it, and even more delighted to have been here at Sedona.
Yeah, tell me just a few words about Sedona. How's your experience been here?
Well, during the time that I've lived in Australia, I actually had a home in Scottsdale for 5 years. So I came to Sedona a couple of times during that time. But Sedona has given me an amazing experience. Not only is it without doubt some of the most amazing topography on the planet, which is just beautiful, the weather's been great, but more importantly, the way the people have accepted me and all of the filmmakers at this event has proven to be the highlight of the experience here. I've met several people here that made the meetings even more important than the film part of the event. So the networking and the experiences of connecting with people has been great. Plus, the Sedona people have been so welcoming. In wrapping up is that it has been an incredible honor to have been invited. Patrick and his team have done a wonderful job of making us feel welcome even before we got here. But then the experience of being here has been A1. Has to be the best film festival in the world.